My name is Iris. I hope that you are doing very well. If you are new here, welcome. This channel is all about faith-based content. So today I am going to be talking about gratitude. And I made a video before about, being grateful and stuff like that, but I'm making one again because I think that it's super important that we truly are grateful daily. And if we think about it, we do have things to be grateful for every single day. It's just that sometimes we don't focus on that, right? Or we don't take the time to actually pinpoint things that we can be grateful for. We just focus on the things that aren't going right, and we just focused on, God's timing is off, or what we should be having right now, what we should be doing right now, right? So it's mainly like, in a way, like we focus on the things that aren't going right, or we focus on the things that we shouldn't, right? So, like for example, today I actually had a video that was ready to be uploaded, right? But for some reason it just didn't let me. So I was upset and I was angry, and I wanted to cry, and I had two options. I was either going to let that get the best of me and just like ruin my entire mood. My attitude was just gonna be like super off, and like I was gonna complain and be angry the entire day, or and not upload a video, because I was like, no, I'm not gonna upload, I'm not gonna record again, because I'm like, I already did one, like why am I gonna do extra work again? I was really upset, you guys. I'm not kidding. So I was like, no, Iris, you gotta get up, you gotta record another video. And I really wasn't feeling it. I really didn't want to. And then after, I was like, okay, I got on the camera, I started to record, and then something inside of me was like, Iris, get on your knees and just pray. So that's exactly what I did. I was like, I was praying to God, and I was like telling him how I was feeling. And then I just began to thank him, because I was like, hey, you still get another chance, you get another opportunity to record. So even though things aren't going the way that you think that they should go, right? Or how they're supposed to be, the day's supposed to flow, right? You still, you still gotta find, there's still things to be grateful for in the middle of all of that. So I'm very grateful that I get another opportunity to actually like record another video. And honestly, it really connects with me, because it's something that I truly have to be grateful for, right? I just went through a situation which was something that I was not expecting, and in the end I turned it around for the better, because I was like, hey, you weren't expecting this, but the day isn't over. You can still upload another video. So yes. And like how I was mentioning earlier, sometimes because we want things in life, right, and they're not happening, then we get to truly not enjoy the season that we are in, right? Like for example, I'm single. I would like to have a husband. There's really nobody, no guy has come up to me and say, hey, I'm interested in it. I've had like a couple crushes, or like one crush on this guy, and right now I don't have the dream job that I want, right? But I have a job. So I have goals and I have dreams, right? And I'm not where I actually want to be in life, right? So because of that, sometimes I like look at other people and I'm like, oh, like they all have husbands, they're all married, or they have boyfriends, my other friends or whatever. And I'm like, and I'm here single. Or oh my gosh, like my friends are making like a lot of money, and they get to travel and spend extra money on themselves or whatever, right? But and I'm not saying like that we're not allowed to feel like that. I'm allowed to feel like, oh my gosh, like when is my husband coming? Or oh my gosh, like when am I gonna get that dream job? So but the thing is, I have to understand that I'm not gonna be single forever. I have to understand that I'm not gonna be getting paid this amount of money forever, right? And I have to be grateful for what I have to be grateful for is that because I have this job, it's flexible and I get to spend time with my family, with my sisters, with my brother, with my mom, with my nieces, especially one of them, her name is Eleanor. She lives with me. Well, in the house because it's my parents' house. So because of that, I've got to see her grow, you know. And I've also noticed that because my other friends have already husbands and they have kids and stuff like that, right? They don't get to enjoy as much time with their other family members, like their siblings and their parents, and do other stuff because, you know, priority is you and your husband, right? So so I'm like, okay, I'm at this point where I have to be grateful. I need to be grateful because I get to spend as much time as I want with my family. I get to like go out whenever I want, travel whenever I want, you know, not to like super expensive, super expensive places, like to where I actually want to go, but I still get to travel, right? And I don't have to wait on nobody and their agenda, and we don't have to coordinate with it, like with my husband, like with his plans and stuff like that, you know. Which I understand that when I do get married, my life is gonna change. It's not gonna be how it is now, right? Because now it's not just gonna be me and what I want to do. Now it's gonna be me and my husband, what we want to do, what's our time, what is our schedule, how can we work around that. So right now I need to, right, I get to enjoy and be grateful because I have all of um this free time, basically, right? This me time. It's basically like I'm on my own schedule in a way. And I have to be grateful because if I were to have that, you know, that job that I already wanted, or if I would have had that my husband, I probably wouldn't have been able to spend as much time with my family members, and I wouldn't have been able to see, like, for example, Eleanor, right? She's one of my nieces. I've got to see her grow, like, since being really little. And for her, like, not being able to say like a sound and not moving her hands, but I got to experience her growth, right? So instead of trying to rush into that next season, instead of trying to rush into you know, whatever it is that you want next, just enjoy and be grateful for what you have now, because in the end, you're not going to have this time forever, you know. This time is going to pass. You're not going to have whatever you're having right now, right? You're not going to it's going to pass. The same thing when I get married, right? One day I'm going to have kids, right? So my honeymoon stage and me and my husband's stage is not going to last forever. It's only going to be for a certain amount of time, and then our life is going to change because kids are coming, right? Because we're having kids. So it's all about truly enjoying the now and being grateful for the now, and not worrying about tomorrow, not worrying about how things when whatever it is that you're waiting for is going to happen, but truly being grateful for the time that you have been given now. Because when I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I should have been enjoying this or that instead of, and being grateful for that time, because now I don't get to have that back, right? So I would recommend that you just express gratitude verbally towards others, right? And also with God, right? Like get on your knees and begin to thank him. And what I also like to do is just like free journal, right? I have a gratitude journal. This one's mine. And what I like to do is I just like whatever I'm grateful for specifically for that day, I write it. But I know that I have to be intentional. I can't just be like, oh my gosh, like just writing things that I want. Like, no, like just to write, simply just to write. Like, no, like I have to write things that are meaningful, that I'm truly what I'm truly grateful for. So I recommend that you do that. Like that you write things, if that's you, like do a free entry about what you're grateful for specifically for that day. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about yesterday. specifically focusing on that day. And for those that like to have like an, not an outline, but things, like a worksheet or something to follow in order to be like to be able to jot things down, I made a list of things that you can be grateful for. And the first one is like your family, the second one is yourself, the third one is your work or school, the fourth one is others. And it's very important that when we are expressing gratitude, that we don't just focus on ourselves, you know, because life is not just about us. It's also about others. And God tells us to rejoice when others are rejoicing, you know, when God is doing amazing things in other people's lives, right? So it's important that whenever you are grateful, you know, you're expressing gratitude, like even like in your alone time with God, that you also think about at least one person, you know, in your mind that you are grateful for. Like, God, thank you because you've given this person a business. God, thank you because you have restored this person a health. Thank you, God, because this person can see, you know. Thank you, God, because you have given this person their husband, because they're gonna get married this year. Thank you, God, because you've answered their prayer, right? I think that it's very important, you know, because we get to see what God is doing in other people's lives, and it also builds up our faith. So the fifth thing would be like if you have animals, you can also be grateful for something like that, or your house, you know, or maybe even a hobby. So, and I would tell you, like, this might seem overwhelming, right? But just like choose what best works for you. That in what you know, that okay, you know what, I can do this can help me be more grateful, right? And don't go off like writing a whole page. Do not go off trying to write like every single one of those things, you know, that you're grateful for. I would tell you to like, even, you know, speaking it or saying it in your own time with God, just like be grateful, you know. Or the other thing that you can do is the moment you open up your gratitude journal, just write one thing that you're grateful for. And like through that, you're like teaching your mind, basically, like it's gonna turn into a habit. So don't think that you have to come up with like, you have to fill up this whole page, or that you have to write this big paragraph. Like, no, even if it's like one thing or two things that you're grateful for, like as long as you're doing something. Yeah, so that is it for today's video. I thank you so much for watching it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.